right. Dr. Z on the mic. Happy LA Marathon. The marathon is going on today in LA. What is today? March 20th? Ooh, first day of spring. Yes, it's the first day of spring. Just thank God for another Sunday. And I want to give a shout out to the Patay family of Bethlehem Temple Church in Los Angeles. One of the seminal families there, where they're charter members and have generational connections to Bethlehem Temple and the late Bishop Smith, and all honor to him, and all honor to Pastor Richardson, Bishop Richardson, and under his tutelage, and now Bishop Gentry Richardson Jr. And that just one of the oldest churches in Los Angeles. I mean, this church and this movement of God goes back, to Azusa Street. So I wanted to give honor to the Patay family today for Deacon Patay, Patrick Patay, who has served God in the church, for the church, around the church, on behalf of the church. It's those background people, that get it done. We come in and I say we because I've done it for years and years and years, although I'm a PK, PKs do everything. We're the janitors, we're the accountants, we're the cooks, we're transportation, we're ushers, we're ministers of music, we're musicians, we're whatever daddy and mama need us to be, okay? But Deacon Patay is such a warrior and a family man who has stood by his wife's side as she is just given her talent. Evangelist Rita Patay has given her talent to the ministry, to God. She's a blessed florist. She is the florist that supplied flowers for the Super Bowl breakfast. This family that I'm talking about is somebody. And Evangelist Patay, Rita Patay, sits in the office and does the accounting work for the church. And so her and her husband are in positions that look as though they're passive, but actually they're anything but passive, because they are the machine that's keeping the instrument oiled. They're those essential workers. We call them essential workers in the kingdom. So I just wanted to give a shout out to this family and to speak God's blessings, special blessings over them as they go through. They just lost their mother. Rita just lost her mother. And, sometimes life is just life. But I want to just stop and give them just a shout out today, accolades, and thank God for the co-host. Our co-host coming in, Evangelist Charlotte Williams. I guess you ran into that the traffic for the LA Marathon or whatever is going on in LA. It's always something going on in LA. But thank God you made it safe. You made it safe. So Charlotte's on the mic. Thank God for you. And thank God for Brother Kevin Nash, who is so faithful, and Rashid also so faithful. We're just full of thanks today. And today we're going to basically jump right in and speak on the profile of a prayer warrior. Now, last week we talked about the profile of a prophet. We had Prophet Yvonne Camper here, and she's just amazing. That broadcast blessed me. So y'all, I don't know. That prophet, that woman of God is just something that is someone that is just truly blessing the kingdom. But today we want to turn our attention as we continue the discussion of prayer and prophecy as a path in 2022, we want to turn our attention to the profile of a prayer warrior. So my first question is, what is a prayer warrior? Because people call themselves prayer warriors, you know what I'm saying? And pull your mic a little bit closer so yeah, just a little bit closer so you can talk right into it.
Move in front of the camera.
Yeah, make the adjustments. But I really want to know now, because haven't you been hearing that phrase for years?
Yes.
You know, you just kind of, and I never challenged it. I just kind of took it as face value, you know. Somebody say they're a prayer warrior. But what makes you a prayer warrior? What makes you a prayer warrior? What constitutes? Because you got prayer and then you got warrior. Right?
Right, correct.
Now, I've been studying warriors.
Okay.
I have. I mean, I looked up what it was to be a warrior. Because a warrior is different than just a soldier.
Okay.
A warrior is a soldier,
But
a specialized soldier, a brave. It's like you have Navy. What do you call Navy people?
talking about the Navy SEALs,
Yeah. Well, you become a SEAL.
but you have to have more specialized training.
Yeah, but what's just the regular Navy soldier?
A naval officer?
Just, I guess, not even an officer.
Yeah, just
A sailor. Not a
cadet?
sailor. Are they sailors? No, I don't know. Well, but you know what I'm trying to say. Just a regular Navy soldier is because you go up in rank, but you don't just go up in rank. You have to prove and overcome certain obstacles and boundaries to earn that rank, go up the rank, and you have to, pass a lot of different tests, and before you considered, a naval officer.
Yeah, you get that promotion once you prove yourself.
A sailor. It was a sailor. Yeah.
Right.
Popeye the Sailor Man. That's right. Okay. So, so you go, and then what are the other ranks in Navy? I don't know why I chose Navy today, but that's what I just saw in my head. What are the different ranks? So you go from a sailor to what? We'll find it. But you don't walk in being no Navy SEAL.
Oh no.
You can't just say, "Well, I'm a Navy SEAL." Well, then why can you just walk in and say, "I'm a prayer warrior"? Who's checking you? Who's checking that? What are the qualifiers? What are you gonna say about the Charlotte?
Just basically when we talked about it, I did a little research for myself, and it talks about a person who prays for people, events, resolutions on behalf of someone, but what qualifies you, the things that they talk about that qualify you, you're submitted to God.
Okay, but somebody in prayer, would you say somebody in prayer is submitted to God?
Yeah, they have to be, because you have to hear God. Number one, you're talking to God, but then you also have to be in a position to listen. So
it's not just a one-way praying.
Right. It's not just saying, God, I need this, blah, 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 thank you. But it's like, God, okay, I need to hear from you, so I'm going to spend time. And I heard Charles Stanley say this one time. When you get down on your knees to pray, you need to give yourself enough time to not only talk to God, but to hear from him, to listen, to wait for him to respond. And it talks about a person that's persistent in prayer, not only in prayer, but also persistent in studying the Word of God. So sometimes, you don't
hit it and quit it.
Right.
Okay.
It's a consistent thing.
But I want to double back just real quick, because I just got here in my thoughts.
What?
Somebody who says, well, if I'm going to wait to hear from God, what does that look like? I'm sitting here and I'm praying. Do I just wait here? I give him an hour, give him a half an hour, give him 15 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I get that too.
Yeah. What does that look like?
Well, I would say in my experience, let me calm down. In my experience, it's just like a moment of praise and worship when I'm
That's
getting
atmosphere.
into, yes, creating the atmosphere. And there are times when I have sat down in my prayer space where I can immediately feel the presence of God. And
So is that a qualifier? Is that something that you know, okay, I'm here now. That I feel the presence of God, so it's on.
I would say, for me, I would say yes, because then I sense a presence of the Lord speaking to me as I begin to praise, as I begin to praise and pray. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then I'm hearing, sometimes I'm sensing the Lord, okay, I'm just praying, I'm telling God thank you, and then I can feel a change, a shift in my spirit when the Lord is giving me to pray. I want to say intercede just in a certain
Okay, so you go from
circumstance.
praying and feeling,
Yes.
you make the connection, and then at some point in the connection, then you start getting an instruction.
Yes.
Okay, and in your instruction, now you're praying in the spirit, but it doesn't go like Romans 8 says, we know not how to pray as we ought, but the spirit maketh intercessions with groanings that cannot be uttered according to the will of God. Then you start praying with the spirit, because the spirit is making intercession.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's a progression right there.
But then also sometimes God will give you specific things to pray to Him. So it can go either way.
Yeah. Okay. Rasheed, did you find that information?
Yeah, for the Navy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it starts off as you're a seaman.
You're a seaman.
Sailor.
You in training.
Right,
Okay.
So from seaman recruit, the seaman apprentice to seaman to petty officer, third class, second class, first class, chief petty officer, senior chief petty officer, master chief petty officer, command master chief petty officer, master chief petty officer of the Navy, chief warrant, 2, 3, 4, 5, then ensign, then lieutenant junior grade, then lieutenant commander, then commander, then captain, then rear admiral, lower half, rear admiral, vice admiral, admiral, and then fleet admiral.
So you can spend your whole life being in the Navy just moving up the ranks like a.
You got like 20 steps to go or so, and then it didn't even say at what point you could qualify to be a SEAL.
Right.
Okay, because we've heard of Navy SEALs because of the movies or whatever, but Navy SEALs are depicted as these kind of silent killers,
Yeah.
elite killers, mastered strategic artists. They do the impossible. Okay, so we want to use that metaphor for in spirituality, in the spirit, for prayer. You know, if you're going to be a warrior, you got to be a SEAL. You know, you're not regular. But these people, Charlotte, just start praying and they come to church, and then they hear somebody say they're a prayer warrior, then they say they're a prayer warrior. So, I mean, can you qualify yourself? And you say, well, I consider myself. Because all of those ranks that Rasheed just named off, there are tons of witnesses.
Correct.
And tons of paperwork
Yeah.
to qualify. You don't have to, and then they give you some kind of signification on your lapel
uniform.
and your uniform
Yeah.
to say you have accomplished this goal. And that symbol says, don't mess with me. See, that symbol, somebody that knows what that symbol means can see you come and say, ooh, somebody's trained in warfare. They're trained. So don't mess with that guy. That guy got something for you, you know, that you don't know about. They're trained, is a trained fighter. She's a trained fighter, because they're male and female. So now let's go back to the spiritual and the progression that you're just saying, and your personal. You know, because you keep saying as it pertains to me. You're giving us your process, your experience. Are you a prayer warrior, Charlotte?
I would.
That would be a yes or no. Well, she said a humble yes. She put her head down and you could barely speak. Charlotte said yes. Okay.
She said yes.
Yeah, she said yes. Okay, so ask me.
Okay, Dr. Burrell, Dr.Zee, are you a prayer warrior? I already know the answer to that.
I'm pretty sure I am, but I'm more of a teacher than a prayer warrior. But they're kind of meshed together for me, for my understanding. Because one of the things with me is I know some for real not playing with you prayer warriors. And I don't consider myself to be like those people.
On that level.
Yeah, I really don't. I mean, there are times when the Lord will give me something or someone to pray for specifically.
Yes.
But I don't know if that qualifies me to be a prayer warrior. Now, I have a discipline in prayer. I get up every morning a half an hour early. And I sit with the Lord. And I've been doing this for years. And there are times where I don't say much. But then I set the atmosphere. I know how to set the atmosphere when I get up. And I get up thanking God for another day. And I get up thanking God for a lot of stuff. And then there are times where the Spirit just overwhelms me and drenches me. And I didn't even expect that.
Yeah.
And then there's other times where you would think it's dry as cold toast. But the prayer is not dry as cold toast.
Right.
I'm kind of like what you call prayerful or full of prayer.
Okay.
Where I'm in and positioned in prayer. Where God can speak or I can speak. Or neither one of us speak. Neither one of us speak. But I'm always in a seeking posture. See, when I'm sitting in prayer, I got my ear attuned to heaven. And my soul is positioned in worship. That ain't nothing but the truth. And I feel that when I said it. There's a posture. And then I don't know what's going to happen. Just like I don't know if I can sit here and have a conversation with you, Rashid. I can have a conversation with you. I don't know what you're going to say. And you don't know what I'm going to say. It comes when we talk. And sometimes that's how prayer is. It comes when you talk to God. You don't know what God's going to say. Just like God doesn't know what you're going to say. Well, the scripture says he knows your thoughts are far off. But he lets you say it anyway.
Right.
You know, because it's about the relating. So at some point it's about I can hear this old song. Sweeter as the years go by, sweeter as the years go by, richer, fuller go by. That's a progression as the years grow by. That's a progression in investing in something. It's like you get tight with your bestie over time.
Correct. Yeah.
And the relationship gets tested. And sometimes you got to ask forgiveness and they got to ask forgiveness. And you can become closer. And it's like, okay, I'm going to forget. I'm going to let you slide. I'm going to let you slide. But I'm coming for you. You know, all that. All that's part of the relating. My prayer life, I have a life of prayer. So it's not like I could just, you know how I see on Facebook somebody say, well, y'all, don't ask no questions, just pray. I'm like, I got conflict with that. Don't ask me to just pray. You want me to be like Nebuchadnezzar. Was it Nebuchadnezzar? That told Daniel, I dreamed the dream, and I want you to tell me what the dream was and tell me what the dream meant. I'm like, I'm not going through all that work. My name is not Daniel. You know, tell me what you want. I'm going to see how that lands. Because sometimes you need just somebody to talk to you and give you a perspective. And then I can pray that the Lord will give you the sensibilities to rethink the situation. I mean,